What is going on, Surgeholics? We are back. It's 9:30, and we are here, and you are here. Lori, what's up? Welcome back. Hit the like button. Clay, what's up? What's going on, Clay? There's going to be a lot to talk about tonight. We did a live earlier, Jerm, and talked about it for a while. This is something that could go on and on and on, and we just keep talking about it, and that's probably what's going to happen tonight. And there's going to be a lot of names thrown out there. There's going to be and Bobby, this is what we're going to get to. I know. I props to Jay Johnson. He gave us a homework assignment. He gave everybody in this chat a homework assignment. He said, in the 2 hours we had between the last live, let's figure out some candidates for this offensive coordinator wish list. Sooner Freak says he reported.
No, we know what Sooner Freak reported who the next one's going to be 4 days ago.
Hey, before we get into this, I got to say something before we get into the wish list, Bobby. The more I think about this, the more I think this is true. And you guys tell me if I'm wrong, okay? Joe John Finley being moved to the booth on Saturday had to have been because they knew he was going to be promoted to this position. There's no other reason for him to be moved to the booth last Saturday other than try to get preparation and figure out how to call games up in the booth. Why else would they have moved him up there?
I agree. Jay, the Platon 20 says Mac Leftwich. That's a name. And actually, the head coach for Texas State is a name people are mentioning.
Do you think Kenny would leave the head coaching job for it?
No, I don't. Colin says Mike Shanahan. Not going to happen, probably. Shannon Dawson's a name. Brendan Marion, Garrett Riley, Casey Woods, Cody Worley, Dirk Cutter, Joe Craddock, Chip Kelly. Jay,
go ahead and bring the name up that we can.
Jay, okay, listen, if you're in our Discord, and you can't be in the Discord unless you're a Sooner Surge Unlimited member, Jay and I simultaneously at the same time sent a text message. We both have a name. We're twins. We have telepathic powers, and we texted the same name at the same time, and no one's mentioned it.
And let me preface this with this. Before we say the name, this person took over a offense that was ranked 120th last year, and they're in the top 10 in 1 year. He turned it around in 1 year.
He's 31 years old. In my opinion, he's an up-and-comer.
And he loves to teach and coach and show his players Madden and College Football 25. Love it.
It's Cade Bell. There it is right there. Cade Bell. If you don't know who Cade Bell is, just Google him and go read some of the stuff. There's articles about his offense, how aggressive he is. He's a quarterback guru. Western Carolina was unbelievable with him. Cade Bell is a name, Jay. And as you said, there are some ties. BV and the Pitt.
There are no ties.
No, you said the BV and Pitt's coach.
There's no ties with Cade Bell, though.
Not with Cade Bell, no. No. He's at Pitt.
He's bad guy choice.
Hey, and real quick, Jay, the Brendan Marion stuff. I don't like that the go-go offense is 115th in the country right now. Let me say that. Okay, and I also don't like, in my opinion, the fact that I think the SEC could figure it out very quickly. Greg God says, I just asked about thoughts on Cade Bell in Discord after I did some research.
What do you think of him, Greg God? I mean,
when was that, Jay?
I don't know. I haven't been on my phone, dude. I've been trying to get ready for this. Tone Lokes, and this would be the only thing. And I like Cade Bell as an up-and-coming guy. To me, out of the guys I've looked at that are up-and-coming, he's up there because, look, he just did it at Pitt. He turned him. By the way, the guy that was OC at Pitt before he got there, Kurt Cignetti's brother, Frank Cignetti Jr., had a bad offense. They were ranked 120th. In 1 year, he's turned them in the top 10 offense, okay? But my only thing is this. If you want to make a splash hire, that's not it. So, but splash hire to me, that term is all about name. It's all about, okay, is there a former head coach that wants to call plays now, kind of like Chip Kelly at Ohio State? That we don't know about who could be the possibles. I will say weird, and I don't think this has anything to do with OU. I wouldn't even want this guy probably. But the Andy Ludwig stuff tonight is kind of odd.
Interesting, Jay.
Interesting. The offensive coordinator at Utah just resigned, like, what, 20 minutes ago?
Yeah. Hey.
Wait, why would Colin Klein leave A&M?
Yeah, to me, that's not a splash hire, in my opinion. His offense,
and Sooner Freak's all over this. He was on it 4 days ago.
I think he's talking about Casey Wood.
Casey Wood.
That's not a home run hire to me.
I agree, Jerm, but what do you think of Ludwig? Do you like Ludwig?
Adam says Ludwig would be awesome. Here's what I know about Ludwig, Jay. His reputation is really good.
Connor Stallions, man. He's a defensive guy, though.
Yeah,
his reputation is good. I agree.
Connor Stallions' reputation isn't good, but Andy Ludwig's is. But
hey, real quick, phone lines are open.
Home run hire, I don't think.
Hey, phone lines are open. If you want to call in and talk, I want to get to this comment. Phone lines are open. The link will be in the chat, and you can join. There it is, right there. There's the link.
Arbuckle out of Washington State.
Yeah. What about Dirk Cutter? I think
I got some takes on him.
Okay, go ahead. I just think he's a little. Is he too old? That's my only.
He's not too old. You keep throwing age in there. It doesn't matter. Okay, but here's the deal. He was a former Boise State Bronco. Like he loves Boise State. I don't think he's leaving there.
Let me say this.
Loves it. Loves living there.
Before we get to a couple callers, we already got two on the line. Let me say one thing. If you're a guy that's sitting at ESPN right now and announcing, a.k.a. Dan Mullen, and you just saw this happen, are you not giving BV a call and said, hey, I'll talk with you? Are there guys out there that are not coaching anywhere that could be good hires? That's my question. Let's get to Platoon 20. What's going on?
Hey, guys. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, what's up?
Okay. Yeah, so I like your idea of K. Bell. He's real up-and-comer. To turn around a program single-handedly like that, it's pretty good. So I like him a lot. I also like Mac Leftwich. He was responsible for top 15 offenses in both rushing and passing for 3 seasons in a row. He's also somewhat of a quarterback guru. He basically got Cam Ward to where he is now. He's at Miami now, but he started at University of Incarnate Word where Mac Leftwich started. So I think Mac Leftwich deserves a lot of credit for Cam Ward. And he also had a couple other good QBs that he worked with. But I like both those guys. I think they would both be good targets.
Clayton 20, thanks for the call. And I can't say anything negative about Mac Leftwich. I like all the things you just said. That's some great research, great knowledge about him. And thanks for the call and giving us that information. But I agree. Incarnate Word, people forget about Cam Ward there.
Yeah, I agree with that. Hey, and real quick, Topher. Everybody knows if they watched it live last year, Willie Corner was my number one guy I wanted last year. So I still like Willie Corner.
I still have a question about him though, Jay. I think Chadwell calls most of the plays.
I don't know about that.
Now, someone said Cade Bell isn't any good. I don't know if you must not have watched Pittsburgh all year.
Yeah, and real quick, let's get to Bobby. Bobby's on the line. What's up, Bobby?
Hey guys, how y'all doing?
Good. You?
Good. Whoever they get as an OC, do you think they should just bring in their whole crew themselves, or like keep Beatonbow, or in other words, like whoever? If we get a big name, should BV let them have total reins on hiring all the specialty coaches and everything? What y'all's take on that?
Well, we had this talk earlier, Bobby, and I like when the OC, specifically if they have their own type of offense, I like when they bring in their guys. Now, I think it's more important for your O-line coach to have a relationship with you as an OC more than like the wide receiver coach per se. But I like the fact that if you're an OC, you can kind of pick who you want to have as your coaches. I know a lot of people disagree with that, though, Bobby.
What I would say, Bobby, is the OC should have a little bit of say in those guys, at least have a chance to meet with them before anything happens.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, yeah. And like with Beatonbow too, the bad thing is, even after he's just had, this is his only bad year that I can remember. If we got rid of him, it'd probably bite us in the butt in the future, because I think if he went to another school, it probably would be in the SEC and it would come back to haunt us. So I think we do need to keep him. I know a lot of people are screaming for his head right now, but he had a couple of bad recruiting years, but I mean, overall, he's been a pretty good coach for us.
Yeah. Hey, thanks for the call, Bobby. Appreciate it. I think the Bill Beat him other stuff, though. I think if he ends up leaving or whatever happens, he's probably not going anywhere else. I could see him just hanging it up. I don't know, though.
Tone Loc makes a great
Bobby.
point. Tone Loc makes a great point. So did Bobby Wally when he said it's a head coach's decision usually, and it's tough because recruits get to know the position. Let's be honest with you. Let's say any guy that's a quarterback whisperer, maybe they don't know O-line very well anyway. So it's kind of – now, I do get the other side. As someone just said on here, the offense – position coaches need to understand the offense.
I agree.
Someone asked about what offense Cade Bell runs. A very aggressive one.
Yeah, he does. And I know
30 to 40 times in the air.
Yeah, and we got Adam on the line. Adam, what's up tonight?
What's up, guys? Can you hear me?
How are you?
Hey, Adam.
Good. How are y'all?
Good,
Great.
good.
So here's the thing, man. So this Joe John Finley thing is kind of a Band-Aid, like you all said. But you got to put a blank check in front of somebody and make them tell you no. Like a Willie Corn or a Marion, or I like Ryan Grubb, but who knows if he leaves Seattle? That's where he lives, whatever.
Adam,
Kingsbury's off these guys that they're. But I think that you could probably get a Ryan Grubb if you put a blank check in front of him. I don't know.
Adam, I agree with you on they're going to pay up. But here's what I would say to that, Adam, is, and maybe you tell me your thoughts. If you're giving a blank check to somebody, it better be somebody you know is going to be home run hire. And it better be somebody that you know for without a doubt he's going to come in and fix it. You can't give blank checks to just anybody. And if it's Willie Corn, whoever,
I don't think you can give a blank check to Willie Corn.
I don't either. So when you say blank check, are you talking it has to be like you said, Ryan Grubb? Okay, Ryan Grubb, maybe I could see that one. What other names do you think are on our list for a blank check?
Is Dan Mullen?
No, heck no. You got to go find somebody. Maybe the Shanahan kid. I don't know. Or
I like Mike Shanahan. I like him a lot.
I just disagree that he won't leave Indiana for OU, because OU has a track record of offensive coordinators that get head coaching jobs. Look at Lincoln. How much heat is on Lincoln right now?
Yeah, a lot.
A lot.
And he got 25 mil. Is that, or 20 or a year?
Yeah, I mean,
it's a lot of money.
Adam, you bring up the and we're going to talk about this more tonight because I see people in the chat talking about it. So thanks for your insight here of bringing the idea of
thanks for the
call, blank Adam. Check, the blank check out there. Appreciate that call, Adam. Thank you. But yeah, guys in the chat, I mean, Holgorsen is not, to me, you don't blank check Holgorsen. And like someone said, Grubb, Bama would have thrown a blank check if that's what it would have taken.
Okay, but listen, let me say this real quick. Let's not forget, Seth Littrell was getting paid $1.1 million.
Correct.
And Hunter, correct me if I'm wrong. I may be wrong on this number. Is Will Stein at Oregon only getting 1.4?
I believe so.
So they were paying Littrell 1.1, and you got one of the best coordinators in all of college football getting paid 1.4. You can pay up. You can pay up.
Real quick, Jay, what are your thoughts on, I know Jay Johnson put it in there, Dean Kennedy at James Madison. You know, Kurt Signetti was at James Madison.
Yes.
What are your thoughts on Dean Kennedy?
I mean,
I like him.
I like him. There's a lot of guys I like. I just don't know. And here's the question you're going to have is, who's the right guy? That's what you got to figure out. And is Brent Venables, do you feel comfortable in Brent Venables making that hire?
No, it's got to be a collaborative effort, Jay.
On who, though? Collaborative effort with who?
Well, I think Joe CJ has got to lead a search. Jay, when you're going to get someone, you lay things out there. You get a board up there and you say, here's who we probably here's who we can't get, but we want to try anyway.
Hey, real quick,
Here's who we know we can get, and here's guys we know we're gonna have to pony up for, and they might come. But you lay them all out there. No name should be saved as far as not coming here. You got to go after everyone.
You're right. And Chief, thanks so much for the super. We greatly appreciate it. It says you identify the best in the business and you go after them. Give them money and picks for their staff, but do not settle for a jag. Get the best. Be ready to pack your bags if it fails. That's right. Good comment. Appreciate the super. Let me say this. I think everybody, all of y'all on here, I think we're all fooling ourselves on one thing tonight. You're absolutely fooling yourself if you don't think this move happened, 5 hours ago, 4 hours ago? You're fooling yourself if you don't think people have already reached out to come here to Oklahoma.
Correct.
Don't you think there's already
absolutely.
Shannon
so Dawson.
You can get somebody good. You don't need to just go search for a hidden guy. I mean, I think there's going to be people lined up to come be OC. I do.
Hunter mentioned Shannon Dawson in the group chat earlier today, Jay. Guys, Kendall Briles will never be on campus at OU, ever. Jay, the Andy Ludwig stuff's interesting. I don't think, in my opinion, that's going to happen. Do we have a caller on here?
We do. We got a True Sooner Boy. What's going on, True Sooner Boy? Can you hear us?
Hello.
Let me try it again here. Hey, try to connect back. I can't get you on there, True Sooner Boy.
Looks like there's issues on his end. Jay, Kate says, I'm afraid Casey Woods may be the guy. Why else would he be on campus? Hey, I'm going to say this right now. That's a disservice to SMU if he's on OU's campus during their season. I'm sorry. I don't believe it still. And I probably could be wrong, and Sooner Freak may be right. But that's weird to me. It's also weird that Andy Ludwig is walking away from Utah. I don't think there's any correlation in that either.
And we're going to try True Sooner Boy again, but the stuff with Lincoln Riley's not coming back to OU. Please stop. I mean, it's not happening. True Sooner Boy, are you there this time? Hey, allow your mic. You got to allow your mic and camera to connect. You won't be shown on here, but if you do that, it allows us to put you on as a call. So try to do that, True Sooner Boy. Allow your mic and camera to connect, and then we'll see if we can get you on here.
Blake, he's saying that because he hasn't been very good, I guess. I've not watched anything to that, but usually when someone says they're stealing from the school or stealing from the job, it means they're not doing a good enough job and they're getting paid. They're just stealing money.
That's right. True Sooner Boy. Get back off, and when you join again, hit connect your mic and camera, and then we can add
someone else is on here, Jay.
Yeah, we got Cade on the line right now. Cade, what's up?
How y'all doing?
Good. You?
Good.
Pretty good. Jeremy, I'm telling you, it's true. Casey Woods has been on campus.
Well, I'm not. What I'm saying is, Cade, that's a disservice to the universities now.
I'm not arguing that. I just. Why else would he be on campus? I think this is something. This didn't just happen today, as Jason was saying a while ago. This is something that has happened before, and I think I heard y'all say earlier. Joe John was up in the press box. I think this didn't just happen today.
I agree. What do you think of Casey Woods?
I honestly don't really know much about him. The name just started getting thrown around. I did a little bit of research, but I don't know enough about him to say one way or the other, but guys, I'm telling you, we're gonna have to. I think BV at this point, he knows this will make or break his time here.
Hey, I agree, but shouldn't he have known that last year?
No.
Yes, I have a feeling that there was some inside pressure on that hire. I don't know.
There very well could have been.
I think there was.
But
just the way it feels.
Hey, I know this. If my job's on the line and I've just fired one of my former players who was a national champion at the university, I would be doing a lot more than bringing a guy from SMU on campus.
Hey.
I would be opening this up nationwide. That's all. Yeah. If that's true, I'm even more upset right now because that would be saying
I got
that
one more thing.
It up.
I got one more thing.
One more thing. Yep.
how mad would y'all be if they let Joe John Finley have it next year?
Oh, it won't happen. Don't even bring it up. It would be a nightmare situation, I think.
I think I might not watch a game next year.
Hey,
The only way that
call,
happens.
Thanks for the call, Cade. Appreciate it. We got a
Thanks,
couple more
Cade.
on here.
Yep. Go
Only
ahead.
if, they
Appreciate you, buddy.
only if they start scoring 50 a game, and it's not going to happen. Who else we got on here?
We got Coconut Greg followed by Sooner Freak. Coconut Greg.
Oh,
what's up?
Sooner Freak getting ready to be on here.
What's up?
Hey guys, I'll be honest. I'm a little bit nervous about this OC hire. I mean, if we can get someone with a lot of proven experience to get the job done, great. But I just have a feeling we're going to kind of go the Zach Alley route. Someone from the group of 5 who's trying to make a name for themselves. Maybe have had a little bit of success here. But what I'm really nervous about is BV has not shown the ability to mentor young coaches into being more successful. And if we hire someone who's on the up and coming from the group of 5, I just have a feeling that is he going to coach, mentor the coaches to being better? And he obviously didn't do that with who we have on the staff right now and hasn't done that so far. So that just makes me nervous. I don't know. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, and I don't think you start with a group of 5. And the guy I've said, Cade Bell, is not group of 5. Now he is young though.
He was FCS before last year though. Before this.
Agreed. Joe Craddock is a guy people are throwing out there, and I like Tulane a lot. He has Clemson ties, like Bobby says. He's in a group of 5 right now. So it's an interesting, I guess you could say, perspective there about kind of bringing one of those guys in.
Yeah. Hey, Coconut, appreciate you, bud.
Thanks, Coconut.
Always. Have a good one.
Thanks, man.
Thanks.
Hey, we got Sooner Freak 29 on the line. What's going on?
How's it going, guys?
Good. You?
Good.
Hey, I want to start this out of calling out Germ. I told you 4 days ago Casey Wood was on campus, and you did not believe it.
I don't. But hey, Sooner Freak.
What was our bet? What was our bet?
game.
Didn't we have a bet going?
The
Well,
bet wasn't on Seth Littrell being fired. It was on that someone's on campus. Let me ask you this, Sooner Freak.
I said Casey Wood was on campus. No, I didn't know Seth Littrell was going to get fired this soon. I knew he was going to get fired. Just not.
Let me ask you this. If that's true, and you're going to claim it is, I get it. You don't think that's a disservice to the team he's at right now?
I do. But listen to this. I
what
got
are your
something else
thoughts?
for you.
What's that?
Newland Isaac has also been on campus. I didn't even know who that was until I looked him up today.
So that's 2 guys that have, according to Sooner Freak 29, that have been on campus. But here's the deal. Is there going to be a nationwide search? And if not, isn't that wrong?
I
Based
hope
on the
there. I
last
hope
hire?
there's going to be, because both of them names. I'm not impressed with either one of them. Like I said, I didn't even know who Newland Isaac was until I Googled him today.
I don't know.
You guys know who he is?
I'll be flat out honest with you. I don't know who that is.
Is he FCS?
He is Liberty. I think he's with Liberty.
Well,
Liberty.
Willie Corn is Liberty's
But
main guy.
hey, here's the deal. Hunter said he's the co-OC. That means they have 2 co-OCs because Willie Corn's also co-OC.
Give me Willie Corn over that guy, right?
Now,
Yeah,
you know
I
what?
had no clue who the guy was.
Hey, now you know what could have happened, Jay and Sooner Freak? Maybe they brought 2 guys in to just help with scheme on the off weeks.
Help with scheme from another school. Are you out of your mind?
I don't know.
OU offense is, Jay.
You're out of your mind, period. Jeez, that's unbelievable. Hey, Sooner Freak, I mean, I'll be interested to see. First off, I'm going to say this on October. What is today? What is today's date? 20th? October 20th, Sooner Freak. Both of those hires, in my opinion, would be bad hires.
Oh, I do too.
That's just me.
And the phone call they got from what's his name, Jack Stadevall from Baylor. No,
Yeah, I
don't want nobody in the Big
I don't
12.
want any of those guys.
I don't want nobody from the Big 12.
Hey, I'll give you props if it happens. Until then, I'm gonna stick with mine.
What? Stick with what?
Okay.
Hey, appreciate it, Sooner Freak 29.
Yeah,
we got
Sooner
another
Freak.
caller on the line.
Thank
Sooner
you.
Freak
Appreciate it. I think
has
we
been right
finally have.
before, Jay.
I think we finally have true Sooner Boy on the line.
Hello.
What's going on, True Sooner boy?
Doing all right, fellas. I've been watching y'all online for a couple of months here.
Appreciate it, man.
Thanks.
Appreciate it. What's on your mind tonight?
Yeah, a lot. I'm gonna have to call it more than a couple of times to get this off my chest. Man, I've been a Sooner for a long time. Watched a lot of teams. I was a ball boy back in the '80s when Marcus Dupree was rolling through the hills. I was throwing temper tantrums on the sidelines in 1982 when they were down to Kansas State. So that's how passionate I was. I was a young guy, just intense about us winning, even when we were playing bad and fumbling and bumbling and whatnot. But this what I'm looking at now in this program, I ain't never seen anything like this. This is just bad.
Hey,
Offensively, I mean, we have no identity, man. And
None.
7. Nope.
and I don't. I look at. Have you guys ever watched? I mean, I have. When Venables got hired, I knew about Venables back in the day because I went. Sadly, I'm from Oklahoma, but I went to Kansas State for a couple of years, and I was there. I was there in the '90s while Oklahoma was getting their butts kicked by Bill Snyder, which just enraged me. I mean, I'm actually got K-State football players who knew because I was around town how I used to talk about Oklahoma and what we would do to Kansas State even when they were good in the '90s. And as the game was ticking down, I had players on offense and defense pointing at me in the stands. They just seeked me out and was like, "See what I told you? This ain't your Oklahoma anymore." And man, it ate at me. But anyways, when I look at Oklahoma today, I'm looking at Brent Venables, and I don't see a guy who his coaching tree is limited.
Correct.
It's all Clemson. It's all Kansas State. It's all Texas Taco Tech. I don't want Brent came from the ACC. I get that he played against Alabama and whatnot, and he had some pretty good years at the end. But those first 3 or 4 years playing against Alabama, his teams were getting destroyed. You can look back online on YouTube and watch some of those games they played against Alabama. I mean, they were going up and down the field. I know Alabama had talent, but Clemson, being from that same area, that Georgia, South Carolina, Florida area, you would have the same players if you were recruiting. And I know Saban had established himself, but he was having a tough time way before then. And I don't mind Brent's defense, but one thing I've noticed year after year is so many plays are made over the middle against his teams. You look at the Ohio State games that Clemson played against Ohio State. Those weren't dominant. Those weren't dominant Clemson. Those weren't dominant Clemson victories. Even when they did win, they won the one year that they lost. That who's that quarterback they got fired out of Chicago Bears, and he's at Pittsburgh now?
Justin Fields.
Yeah, he went berserk on Venables' defense. I mean, over the middle, it seemed like every play they were getting they were making third down after third down, couldn't get them off the field. And if they wasn't getting the third down, they were getting big chunk plays. And I'm like, why doesn't, if you look at Nick Saban there, and I hate to say it, but there's another crew that has their own OU 22/47 Sooner Insider. Those guys, over the years, I literally got banned from their board because I attacked Stoops and Venables back when they were together at Oklahoma and them late years.
Yeah.
I was like, I wanted them gone. But anyways, if you don't have an identity, and you can't reach like again about Saban, Saban would always, or the Bill Belichick Saban coaching tree, whatnot. Those guys would always have, I don't know, 7 or 8 designed blitzes that they would always have, that they would change up and use. Venables runs the same. He believes in his defense so much that he says, you know what, I can put that out there, and all I got to do is, tweak it a little here, a little there. People see that and they say, you know what, this guy, he's not. We're getting a bead, and I know this new coordinator. I like him, but you got to be. I would really like the. I would. I mean, I know because of Venables and he's he's a head coach and he's got his guys, so I really can't worry about the defense. But the offense, I would really like to see somebody from the NFL or someone.
I'm ready.
I don't think there's any chance anyone in the NFL's coming. Hey, thanks for the call.
I know.
Hey, thanks for the call, man. Appreciate it. We got a couple more on the line.
I've heard the names. I've heard the names, and I know the names. None of them excite me because they're gimmicky. None of them. You watched those championship games, brother, against Florida, against Georgia. We could not run the ball when we had to.
It was bad. But it doesn't matter. It's worse now. That's a fact. It's worse right now.
I agree.
Thanks for the call. Thanks for the call. We got a couple more on here we got to get to, but appreciate it, True Sooner boy.
Hey, Jay.
Yeah.
Caller of the night's up for grabs. Caller of the night is up for grabs right now.
That's right. Let's get to Shakur. I think Shakur's on the line now. Hey, Shakur, and then after Shakur, it looks like I can't see it yet. Hunter will let me know. It's
what's up, Shakur?
Hey, what's up, man? I got a quick question. I don't know if y'all talked about it or not, but say y'all only win against Maine and y'all lose the rest of the games. Do they keep BV for another season?
If they lose every game but Maine, I've said 5-7. He should be gone. I don't know if he will be gone with the $40-something million buyout, but
no, 40 million.
Yeah. It's up there.
So but if y'all did lose out, would you want him to be gone? You want him gone, right?
At 5-7, yes. I said he would be gone at 5-7, or if they were 7-5 and he didn't make an offensive change. Well, he's made the offensive change to protect himself now.
So Seth Littrell is basically gonna be his scapegoat until another season, right?
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Okay. All right. Well, that's all I wanted to come on and ask, man. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Shakur. Appreciate
you, Shakur. Yeah. We got Jackson on the line. What's up, Jackson?
What's up, guys? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
First of all, did you guys see that the Utah OC stepped down?
Yes, stepped down. He didn't get fired. People were asking if he got fired. He resigned. He stepped down. He walked away.
Yeah, that's interesting. I don't think OU should target Andy Ludwig. Jeremy or Jason, you guys fan of him at all?
I think he's a proven guy, but they're not doing anything at Utah this year.
No.
There are a lot of similarities between Utah and OU because injuries, the quarterback, it's been bad.
Yeah, obviously, guys, I'm a fan of Scott Frost. Jeremy, I know we've talked about this. I don't know how you are on Scott Frost. Jay, you don't mind that, but I think Scott Frost, I think he would be a good option because, one, what he did with Marcus Mariota at Oregon was super impressive. We saw the offense that they had. At UCF, the offenses he had. I don't know if you guys know or have watched much of UCF's offense, but whenever they were able to have a ton of success on the ground, it was a lot of 5- and 6-man stuff. There was no 2 tight ends. It was a lot of 1 tight end, just straight up simple run game stuff in which you just need 5 good offensive linemen and 1 good tight end that can block. And I also think that whenever they would throw the ball, whenever they would throw it deep, it was a lot of you send a lot of guys short and 1 guy deep. It was, I believe it's called a 1-surface passing game, and then you have a 2-surface and then a 3-surface, and you have your play action stuff. So I like Scott Frost's offense. I don't know how much you guys feel about that. obviously.
I personally don't think Scott Frost
And
is interested in going to OU.
Now I see Jordan Davis at UNT. You cannot go down the North Texas route again after Seth Littrell.
But Jackson, here's the issue. We got all these comments. There's a lot of people mentioning guys that are similar to North Texas teams.
No, and then
so who's the right guy? There's
no,
if we can't figure it out. I don't know. We got 100, however many people on there throwing names out there.
I don't know if you watch any of the highlights for the UNT offense this year, but they run a lot of the same sets that OU does. And so it's like if the personnel is not going to work with these sets,
which is bad.
Yeah, no, exactly. Maybe that's an offense that can work in the American Athletic Conference, but in the SEC, you cannot play that soft brand of football where you can have two sets of guys lined up out wide and everything. So I don't think that you could go with a guy from UNT. Obviously, I know a lot of people want Brendan Marion, 115 ranked passing offense in the nation. I don't know how much you could take that into the SEC, and I see.
Well, Sports Metric says that he goes to school at UNT, and the offense is great. Hey, thanks for the call,
Jackson. We got to get to somebody else here.
Scott Frost is Jackson's pick. Hey, Blake from Utah. I know you're from Utah. Curious what they're saying about Andy Ludwig and why he stepped down. I know they're struggling. Interesting timing. Hey. I don't want Andy Ludwig. People are saying Rich Rod. Great offensive mind. Hey, and for Chief T-Bird, I think said it. He mentioned Chip Kelly. Like, go after the big name. But Sooner Freak says it right there. That's Jay and I's kind of sleeper pick is Cade Bell.
Yeah, and somebody said earlier about, and I think John was on the line. I don't know if he got knocked off. John called back. You want somebody that's relatable. Cade Bell seems like a guy that is with all the stuff I've read. But somebody else said top guy. Who's a top guy? Who's a guy that you would say is okay? Let's just say money's not an issue. Who are your top three? Money's not an issue.
I mean that's a. You got to put more stipulate. So
okay, money's not an issue.
For grabs.
Money's not an issue, and you think they would leave their current role to come.
So Cliff Kingsbury.
You think he would leave Washington Commanders?
No, I don't. You said anything's a big deal. Cliff Kingsbury's the guy.
And I said, and they would leave their current role.
Oh, well, he's not. I don't think Chip Kelly leaves his current role.
I see a lot of Colin Klein stuff in here. Why would he leave Texas A&M to go to OU?
Yeah.
I just don't know why he would leave.
Hey, Bobby Petrino would leave Arkansas, but OU is not going to go get Bobby Petrino.
Bobby Petrino was just at A&M and then went to Arkansas. And he's not going to make another move to OU.
Hey, I've read 2 articles on Cade Bell. I watched a video on him. I love Cade Bell. I'm not saying OU's going to get him. They got Brian Lindgren out of Oregon State. They played the go-go offense. Hey, we haven't even talked about Brendan Marion much, Jay. I think we have a caller on the line. Who we got?
I don't see a caller. They're gone. They're gone.
Brendan Marion, Jay. Brendan Marion would be an absolute phenomenal recruiter out of the state of Texas. He also knows Oklahoma because he played at TU. However, it's Brendan Marion, Jay. Jay Durbin. Brendan Marion runs the go-go offense. I was hesitant last year, Jay. They're not a good passing team this year, and they're not in the SEC. And I think that you get athletes like the SEC has, if they can make a team one-dimensional, they're going to eat your lunch.
Yeah, and Coconut Greg, Dawson. Dawson is the Miami offensive coordinator. I think it's Shane Dawson is his first name. I might be wrong on that. Hunter can correct me.
Chester, if they can't pass the ball in the SEC, it's not going to be pretty.
Okay, and this is a whole nother topic on the BV stuff.
We're not even going to talk about that right now. I got to address something. People have asked about Sunday Night with Stutz. Listen, Steve Stutzman is still going to come on. We actually reached out to him before we came on here, and he knows what everyone's going to want to talk about right now.
Yeah, I actually said probably tonight's not the night to come on because we're all going to be wanting to talk about this. So
he said he would come on later this week before the next game.
So Shannon Dawson. Sorry, I think I said the name wrong. It's Shannon Dawson.
No, Martin. Ugh! I need a piece of paper to just break a pencil or rip something anytime someone says anything about any former OU guy.
Yeah, there's a lot in here about. Now, this is an interesting one we talked about earlier tonight. Charlie Weiss Jr. at Ole Miss.
He's young.
We'll see him this weekend, by the way. And how about Joe John getting a OC call plays against his former?
Yeah, his former mentor under his tutelage.
Lane Kiffin.
Okay, hey, what about this? First off, Shirley, Will Stein's not going to leave Oregon to go to OU. Only if he was OU's head coach.
Dirk Cutter's a name. Dirk Cutter's definitely a name.
I agree, but I think he loves Boise too much.
Hey,
I love Dirk Cutter, Jay. But Dirk Cutter, if you go read articles, he went back to Boise State because he loves that area. I don't see him leaving it.
Let me ask this. I asked this to Hunter right before we got on here, and Jerem too. And I want to know your thoughts on it, guys in the chat, guys and gals. Now that you've made the move, you got rid of Littrell. I think everybody knows it's not going to be Finley next year. Can you make if there's a coach out there that's not coaching, can you make a hire but not bring him on yet and say, hey, he's going to be the guy next year, just so you can get some stuff out there for like recruits? Can you is that something you think they would even consider? If there's a guy, for instance, Dan Mullen, say it was Dan Mullen. Can you say Dan Mullen's going to be the OC at Oklahoma next year? Can you do that mid-season? I mean, why?
No, I'm saying they don't do it mid-season. I guess you can if they're not coaching currently. But what are you doing it for?
Well, Hunter says it does nothing for you when you do it before. It absolutely does something. It tells the recruiting base out there, does it not?
But, Jay, that also works the flip side.
How?
Well, there could be guys on staff that won't be there, and these recruits want to play for them too.
Hey, what about this name, buddy?
Hugh Freeze.
If he gets fired from Auburn?
Yeah. First off, I would love Hugh Freeze. I don't think he's going to come be a coordinator. He's one of the highest paid coaches in the SEC right now.
I agree. What if they fire him, though?
He'll go get paid somewhere else. Lon White, thanks to the super, says, I also think we need to discuss the type of offense we need to run. Continuous spread, fast-paced, or more NFL type. I would like more NFL type. But actually, guess what? I don't care as long as it scores points. I don't care what it is.
Yeah.
As long as they score a lot.
Hey, Lon, thanks for the super. We appreciate it. Hey, phone lines are open. If you'd like to call in, just click the link. You can join, call in. Hey, real quick. There's so many names in here. I can't even keep up. There's so many names that people want as OCs, and names are thrown out there. Can you imagine? I mean, this is BV's. It's all on BV because I think last year made or break him. I think the Seth Littrell hire, it really cooked. It's just such a bad hire, man.
But Jay, this kind of tells a story. John Robinson's comment. We're 43 minutes into a live show when Seth Littrell has been fired and Joe John Finley is calling plays, and no one's even going to talk about Joe John Finley calling plays. They're talking about who the guy's going to be after him.
Jerm, because
that's
everybody knows
football now and this offensive staff that they have on campus.
Jerm.
What?
True serum. If you put a true serum in Brent Venables, I bet he probably wanted to fire both of them, but he didn't probably.
I just said that, Jay.
Okay, so
wait, you're good with Hugh Freeze, but you weren't with Will Wade when it.
Now I don't know the issue with Will Wade and what he did, so I don't know.
Yeah, I was against it. He was a cheater, Jay. I don't know all the stuff about Hugh Freeze. So.
What do you think about 5% chance? That's probably about right.
And by the way, one of those was for head coach Will Wade. This is a coordinator position.
Go offense. There's a lot of people that like
Aaron, but they're 115th right now in passing. That is a fact, right, Jay? Did Hunter confirm that? Are they that bad in passing right now? UNLV? I mean, they pass. How many passing attempts do they throw a game, Jay? I would say no more than 12.
They don't throw it a ton.
You cannot win in the SEC throwing 10 or 12 times a game. I'm going to say it right now, Jay.
No matter who is the OC.
I don't think he should be the guy.
34% of the time. There you go. For 34%.
So they run 70% of the time, which means they're pretty one-dimensional.
Correct.
It's 131st in FBS as far as percentage-wise.
That's right.
In my opinion, the SEC is going to eat it for lunch and dinner and breakfast and midnight snacks. And I know I am probably in the minority for sure, because everyone is saying hire Brennan Marion. I'm going to go on record right now and say, outside of recruiting, I'm not sure that the go-go is great.
Yeah, and we got a caller on the line. We got Platoon 20. What's up? How you doing?
Hey guys, one more thought. I know you guys mentioned a minute ago that you thought there might be or someone in the chat said there might be a 5% chance of Joe John Finley keeping the OC position. And it brought something to my mind. What if, I don't think this is going to happen, obviously, but let's say the players get a spark and they play better, and all of a sudden, instead of 120 or 130 ranked offense, we're looking at a, number 50 offense or 40 or something like that. Is that enough for him to stay, or does he have to really get like top 10 offense to stay?
Truth be told, Platoon 20, I don't think if he moved it up to top 5, I don't know if it'd do enough.
Jay, it absolutely would.
Germ, I don't know if it would.
If he turned it from 100 to 5, Jay, come on. It's not going to happen.
It's not happening. It's not happening, Germ.
Okay, that's the answer, though.
Yeah.
I agree. That's the answer, is it's not happening. If that happened, obviously, Platon 20, I think they would reconsider, but it's just not going to happen because, like Rainey says, this isn't La La Land. It's not going to happen.
Hey, thanks for the call, Platoon 20. Hey, I want to answer Jay Johnson's question. Yeah, I think this is a great point with Arnold. Cade Bell, Cade Bell's offense, but I think there's a lot of guys out there that would fit it. Johnson, if right now where I'm at, as far as an up and coming coordinator, Cade Bell's the guy I like the most. That's just me, and that's an opinion thing. Okay, there's other guys out there. I loved Willie Corn last year. He was on my high list. So was Brennan Marion. I do wonder if it's too run heavy. That's my only concern about both those offenses. But I think here's what I'll say about the Cade Bell stuff, because the last thing I want to say about it is he just took Pittsburgh from 125th ranked offense to top 10 in less than 6 months. So he just did this. He just did this at Pittsburgh. Are they undefeated right now? I think
6-1.
One loss? Okay.
I believe they have one loss.
So I've seen him do it. Now, here's the thing with him. He's very young. He has a lot of FCS experience before Pitt, but he
Western Carolina, he was really good.
He is a former quarterback, and his dad's a former player at Florida and a coach. So, but that's just a young guy. There's a lot of other guys out there. I mean, that you could go for. I mean, Jackson mentioned Scott Frost. I don't know if y'all like him. I mean, there's so many guys you could go out there from different ends of the spectrum. I don't know who the right guy is, Johnson. Johnson, who is your guy right now? Who's your guy?
Hey, wait. Ski Breck says, and I love Breckenridge again, 47 minutes in, nothing but throwing names around, not addressing the core issues. Well, here's what I would say, Ski Breck. How do you address the issues when they're still on campus? I mean, what's going to happen between now and Ole Miss? And I say this on the video we did, Jay. If people listen, Ski Breck, if Saturday comes around and we see all kinds of personnel changes, then what we were saying is Seth Littrell had so much control of the offense that no one else had a say in it. These guys are all on staff here.
Hey, and it doesn't matter. We're not
offensive line issues.
We're not coaches. We can't solve the issues.
We're just talking about next.
And no issue they have offensively right now can be fixed by any offensive coordinator. There's too many issues right now. They got a lot of issues.
Real quick, Scott
real
Frost,
quick.
no.
That's his dad, Michael. It's his dad.
Kerwin Bell, yeah, he's in a coach. He's from a coach's family. The guy knows ball, and he coaches quarterbacks.
Chief says, "I want," and we got to get into Sean. Just a minute, Sean. I want to know your true thoughts on this. Did OU make a mistake pushing Levy away? Where would we be right now? It wasn't just pushing. I think it was also. I think Levy was wanting to be a head coach, and he took the first, and he had his friend as the AD. I don't want to get into the Levy stuff. It's obviously a mistake. By the way, Pitt is undefeated, Germ. Let's get to Sean. Sean is on the line.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Good. You?
Great.
Hey, doing good. I got a question. I don't know much about this, but my biggest worry is that our program might I'm worried that we might be too prideful to actually call out to people, and we just might be accepting resumes and not actually reaching out to people that have, that could make a big difference for us. What are your thoughts?
Hey, that's a great question. Thanks for the call. Let's answer that question, and then we'll get to the other two people on the line. Thanks for the call, Sean. Here's what I would say to that. I agree with you. I think you're the University of Oklahoma. You can't just sit there and wait on people, because there will be people come in, but you also got to go seek out people and do the work to find who the best offensive coordinators are, right?
Yeah, Jay, here's what I would say. What job field business would you have a position posted and not, you take resumes, obviously, but you also go seek who you want to get. A lot of jobs you do that. Why would it not be any different? Well, sadly, it wasn't last time. They didn't even go look for anyone. They just went and got BV, and they went and got Littrell, didn't even open it up, and that's a problem. Due diligence will be done, Ski Breck says. I hope you're right.
Yeah, and hey, we're going to get to Coconut Greg next. Hey, John, you're on there, but you have to allow the mic. So what you'll have to do is you'll have to rejoin and allow the mic and camera access so we can get
no on Mike Yursik. No on Mike Yursik.
No, heck no. No on Mike Yursik. What's up, Coconut?
Hey, sorry to hog the line, but I thought I'd throw this out there. We're throwing out all these names, but I kind of missed a little bit. Maybe you can fill me in. But apparently, there's been people, coming to campus for weeks now. So it sounds like they already have some kind of short list they're working off of here. So
I'm still not believing
what's the point? Yeah.
Well, Coconut, here, I don't listen. There's so much stuff out there. I don't know what to believe and what not to believe, but I would hope, and I would cross my fingers and go to bed tonight and hope and pray that the two names that were listed and said earlier are not serious candidates for the OC job at Oklahoma. That's just me.
Jay, it's a rumor. And look, like Coconut.
I don't know if it's a rumor or not. I'm just saying that both those would not be good hires, in my opinion. I'm wrong. I'm not wrong a lot. I'm just saying.
And if Joe C is worth his salt, he needs to step in here and say, we're going to do the most vast search we can, take the time we need to find the right person. Because if you miss on this hire again, that's not only on Brett Venables, that's on the people above him that are making bad decisions as well. So we can't afford to miss this. So
yeah,
that is it.
Thanks, Coconut. Appreciate
Coconut hit the nail on the head right there. This is Joe C. According to Jay Johnson and others, people are not. Look, he's got to do all the due diligence. He's got to and he seems like a pretty analytical guy and a guy who's crosses all his T's and dots all his I's. He better do that on this one. And I'm still going to say, and that was a good call. That may be up for the caller of the night. That may be up for the call of the night. Hey, Jay.
Yeah.
I'm done addressing the rumors on if someone's on campus in the middle of the season.
Yeah. Hey, you're let's just move on. Hey, Sooner Bob, thanks for the super. I got two callers on the line. I'm going to get right to him. Says that's right. Way too many offensive line issues and banged up players at this point. BV had to dump Seth to show his fan base that he cares about us. Good comment. I think you're right. There's a lot of issues.
I think he cares about his job more than us.
Yeah, he cares about his job too. We got Mark followed by John. You're on there this time, John, so we'll get you on. Mark, what's up?
Hey, guys. What's going on?
What's up, man?
Much.
Hey, Joe C is a good recruiter for jobs like this right here. And I think as far as it goes, most of us need to just settle down, let Joe C do his job. And hopefully Brent can throw in his 2 cents. They need to get an OC that is committed to the job. He needs to be the guy that everybody can look to get the job done.
I agree with you in the fact that it's got to be somebody that has full control and knows what they're doing. And I just think it doesn't look like, unfortunately, Seth Littrell knew that. And I don't think Joe John's going to be much better until next year and they get somebody. But you're right.
I think that Joe John is just a Band-Aid. And what he does Whatever he does, he does. Hopefully it's great. I don't think it will be because of the horrible tight end play that we've seen for how many weeks now? I mean, since day one, the tight end room has been horrible, absolutely horrible. So I'm not getting that pumped up and that excited for Joe John Finley.
I don't think anybody is, Mark. I don't think anybody is. So,
but Jay, like Chester said,
thanks, Mark, for the call. Appreciate
thanks
it.
for the call, Mark. Here's what I would say, what Chester's saying. They didn't do a nationwide search when Brent Venables was hired. They didn't do a nationwide search when Jeff Levy left. They really didn't do a nationwide search when Bob Stoops left, but they had the right guy there with Lincoln Riley. They did do one when they made that hire after Josh Heupel.
Yeah, you're right.
Hey, yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, just a second, I want to read this comment. Just because you get an interview doesn't mean you get hired. If you want a good search, several will visit campus. I agree with that. And then we're going to have John come on the line. John, are you there?
I'm here.
What's up? What's going on?
Oh, not much. How you guys doing?
Good. You?
Doing good. It's pretty bad, the state of our program. I have to say that the BV is probably I was looking forward to him being our coach, and now I regret it so bad. What are we, like 1-10 against top 25?
1-9, yeah.
Yeah, we get out coached every game. We don't know who to play. We don't know where to put them. We're not prepared. We jump off sides. I mean, it's so bad. I don't even want to watch the games anymore. I've been loving OU football for 30 years. You know.
Yeah. You're right, John. It hasn't been good, especially what's I think the most disappointing part of all of it is probably you've looked 3 years in the face of joining the SEC, and this is what's coming out there the first year. It's frustrating. It's disappointing. How much of that's on the offense? I think a whole heck of a lot.
80% of it, Jay.
I think it's 90% on the head coach.
I mean,
the rest on the offense.
That's why he made this move. That's why Mark. I mean, who we got? John. John. That's why he made the move, because he knows this is on him. He made this hire. He's gonna have to live with it. He makes the fire. The next hire is the biggest one.
He doesn't even know how to manage a game, though. He doesn't know when to call a timeout. He doesn't know who's going in and out. You know what I mean? He needs to bring somebody in that knows what they're doing, like maybe an OC that's like an assistant head coach, so they can put him over there in the corner with the defense and hold his belt back so he doesn't jump on the field.
He doesn't do that anymore, does he?
No, but that's what he needs to be doing.
Yeah,
and let somebody over there control the game.
He's changed a little bit who he is when he went to head coach.
I don't know the answer, but he's terrible, and I loved him. I thought it was the best hire in the world, and it's turned out to be one of the worst I've ever seen.
Hey, John,
thanks for the real talk and the passion there.
Hey, thanks for the call, John. Hey, Germ, one thing I want before we get to I think you were going to address Crystal, but I want to say one thing. I think it was Kelvin or somebody put a name in here that I absolutely like a lot.
Yeah, Chris Peterson.
Chris Peterson.
I love Chris Peterson. What's he doing now, Jay?
Nothing. TV. He's available.
But why would Chris Peterson come work for Brent Venables when Chris Peterson owned as a head coach? He was a head coach, Jay.
I know.
He's not going to come be a coordinator.
Yeah, you're right. And Crystal, thanks for the super. One way to get it says, I know it's jumping ahead, but give us a few names for a new head coach that may be on the table this offseason. I don't like talking about things when nothing's happened, but since you donated $10, I'm going to answer the question. Okay. That's what we do here. If you're going to ask a question, a few names for head coach. Kurt Signetti at Indiana would be I'd be calling right away. If Brent Venables was let go, I would be calling him, and I would say bring Mike Shanahan with you. But that's probably not going to happen. But he'd be high on the list. There's a few other guys. I mean, I'm trying to think off the top of my head. I don't know what people think about this, but Cliff Kingsbury as a head coach, yay or nay?
I'm mixed on it, Jay.
Lane Kiffin?
I think Cliff Kingsbury.
Lane Kiffin.
I like Lane Kiffin.
Lane Kiffin, I like. I mean, so that's just a few names. It's not going to
Yeah.
happen. Nothing's happening right now. So,
Hey, and I think Jay Johnson said Joe C's the best, even though he didn't open up a nationwide search. What I've said about Joe Castiglione, the only thing I disagreed with you on, Jay Johnson, is
what's going on in the chat?
I don't know. If people are making personal attacks, it needs to stop. I can't see all the chat, Jay.
Yeah, I can't either. There's too much. But hey, Eric, let's not call people out. And Johnson, let's keep it professional.
Hey,
we're talking
Jay,
OU football. We're not talking personal attacks. Let's go.
Anyway, what I disagree with Jay Johnson yesterday was when he said that Joe C is a laughing stock in the nation. He's not. Nationwide, he's not.
No, not with other people. No, not with other people.
I think it's a different Eric.
It's a different Eric. It's not Eric. It's not that Eric.
Not Washington Eric. Man, a lot of talk here tonight about future things, Jay.
Yeah.
And again, I can't see everything in the chat, but
I can't either, Eric. That's what I'm saying. Both of you. I don't know what's going on, so I'm just saying keep it clean. I don't know.
Chip Kelly, if you could write a blank check to Chip Kelly, I'd do it right now.
As head coach?
No, OC.
Oh, he's not going to leave. Why would he leave Ohio State to go to OU?
He's not, Jay. I said.
What about this name? I'm ready. I'm ready for you to get a rant going. Ready?
Yeah.
Deion bringing Phil Loadholt with him.
Absolutely not.
Why? What's your reasoning for no Deion?
I don't want Deion Sanders. I've already said that. I gave my take on Brennan Marion, and I'm the minority on Brennan Marion.
This is a great question by JT Charles. What significant hire recently has Josie made?
Porter Moser, but
Porter Moser would be the one.
Jenny Baranczyk.
That was a great hire, Jenny Baranczyk.
Yeah, it was.
No, he hired Porter Moser.
Crystal saying his last good hire. Yeah, that may be true. Jenny Baranczyk is, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Shanahan. What about
Skip
Mike
Johnson.
Shanahan? What about Mike Shanahan as head coach? Would you be okay with that?
Michael Shanahan?
The one at Indiana.
No, not as head coach. Signetti, yes, but not Michael Shanahan. He's never been a coach.
I'm asking the question. It was in the chat.
What are we doing here?
I'm asking the question, dude.
Jeez.
I'm asking a question.
All right.
Jeez.
Jackson, they're not going to sell out every game, man.
No head coach. BV is the head coach. And that's right.
Yes,
GV
exactly.
is the head coach.
Until something happens, I'm not talking about it anymore.
Yeah. And Jay, the answer to this is we have no clue. I don't know what's going to go on at the end of the year. I think all offensive coaches will be evaluated and figured out. I don't know. And it may come after you hire an OC. That's all I would say.
Here's who's on my short list, Jay. Someone asked who's on my short list. My number one candidate is Cade Bell. That's my number one candidate. He's the OC at Pittsburgh. Go read some articles about him. I think he's phenomenal. The other two guys, I like Mac Leftwich. I think that's a good name. Outside of those two guys, man, I personally don't want Brendan Marion. And I may be 100% wrong in that one, Jay. Man, I can't think of others that I'm just like,
Yeah. This is poll the Surgeaholics for a realistic top 5.
Okay, Jay, give me your 5 realistic.
No, that's a good thing. Can we do a poll in the chat real quick before we close tonight?
Well, let's give the names then. Let's give 5 names to put in there.
Hey, okay, but real quick, I want to get to this. I think it's Jackson Arnold hands down right now. I think that's what they're going to roll with.
I think that's probably correct.
Jay,
So
who are the 5?
Man, Brendan Marion's going to be on the short list of 5.
Willie Corn?
Willie Corn's probably going to be on there. I want Cade Bell on the list. All 3 of those are realistic. All 3 of those would leave their current team to be an OC at OU, I think. Okay.
Yeah. Who
Now,
else?
I don't have Casey Woods on my top 5 list at all.
What about the guy from you already said Leftwich, right?
I did not say I did, but let's put him
It
on
only
there.
allows 4 options. Scott Frost, is that an option?
No, I don't think that's realistic.
The Army Navy guys, there's been a couple people say Chronic at Navy, and then the other guy Army. I just don't see that with the type of offenses they run. But
Cade Bell's not with the Dolphins.
Cade Bell's at Pittsburgh.
He's at Pittsburgh University, and he turned him around big time.
And listen to Bobby. Bobby's putting some real facts in here. It says, so at LSU, Saban was 8-4, then 10-3, then went back to 8-5 before going 13-1 and winning the Natty. Saying that to say I haven't given up on BV as the head coach.
I agree with Bobby on the fact that,
but you got to make a massive, massive home run hire.
I told you, and I told everyone in the Discord that if BV doesn't make an offensive change, he should be gone. Well, he made the change. So I think that gives him. Hey,
I think
real quick.
Go ahead.
Sooner Freak 29 said, how can I prove the rumor to you? Well, here's an idea. Subscribe to our channel. Email us at ousportsroundup@gmail.com after you subscribe. I'll send you the link to the Discord, and you can give me all kinds of information in there. I'm not going to put it on this live stream, though.
Hey, Crystal says Dan Mullen. And let me get to this. I think we need a young guy. No one wants to be coached by a pop OC. You're right. And hey, I know me and Jerm threw a name out there, the Cade Bell.
31.
I will say this. When we get off this live in a minute, I do encourage you, go look him up, Cade Bell. Go look him up. The guy likes to also coach with Madden and college football EA 25 and talk about plays on there. The guy is very relatable to players. He's 30.
Where'd Matt Wells go?
No. Heck no.
Utah State, maybe?
Heck no on Matt Wells.
Hey,
I like
what Kelvin's. I think, and Dirk Cutter, I think, would be on my list of 5. Dirk Cutter would be on mine.
So Mess has Shanahan, Cutter, Marion, and Corn. I don't think Shanahan's leaving Indiana.
Hey, I don't think it's realistic. Hey, Jay, Kelvin said something that I can't agree with anymore. It's a great comment. You can't hire a bigger name than your head coach.
That's true.
Because I think it creates conflict.
Like Dan Mullen, you couldn't hire him over Brent Venables.
I don't think you can hire a guy who's been a head coach, Jay.
Now, this is another name,
Dean Kennedy.
How old is Dean Kennedy? Do you know?
Hunter, what's Dean Kennedy's age?
Johnson, how old is he? I'm interested in that.
Matt Wells at K-State.
Adam George. He's from the Carolina area. He's at Pittsburgh now. His dad played at Florida. So
I don't want the comment of Colin Klein.
Drum's comment. I don't know what Drum said, but
Michael says Corn or Isaac would be home runs. I guess I need to look up Isaac some more.
Okay, but here's my thing. Why would you pick Isaac over Corn? Corn has more history, doesn't he?
Oh, you'd have to go get Corn first, Jay. Try to.
I mean, Corn calls the plays over Isaac, right?
Yes.
So, I mean, we got Bell, Kennedy, Isaac. I'm going to say this again about Cade Bell because I just got to say it again. Pittsburgh last year was ranked 121st. Hunter, I think OU's ranked about 128th. Within 6 months, they hired him and they're ranked they're top 10 offensively.
Go read the article, Jay. There's an article out during their spring practices. He's just brand new on campus. He's sitting there talking about all the stuff he's throwing at the quarterbacks. He said he's going to throw everything. They're going to be drinking through a fire hose because they got to get it all on. They want all of it on there. They want to get it all early. Like, I just love hearing him speak. He's 31, Jay.
Yeah.
How old's Zach Alley? How old's Zach Alley? 34?
Probably. There's no shot on Belvin Petrino.
No.
Chief's asking a question, and Bobby says, what offensive coaches would you guys keep or do a complete revamp and let them all go? Bobby says they all stay. And I think Bobby's posted in the Discord a few days about the salaries and stuff. They all got extensions. I don't know, but
Colin Klein's not killing it in the SEC. And the other thing, here's another thing. The SEC knows Colin Klein's offense. I'm bringing a guy in that maybe hasn't been in the SEC so that they don't know tendencies of your play calls.
Hey, yeah, you're right. And here's what we do know. We do know that we don't know. And we do know that there's been a lot of names thrown out there tonight and nobody knows. And haven't even mentioned it, but I need to because it's staring me right in the face. I can't believe I haven't mentioned it. But the Fan Stop, dang, www.thefanstop.com. You use code SURGE, you get 10% off your first 3 months. They're officially licensed shirts.
Awesome.
Can't find them anywhere else. They're the best. I love it. I love the new designs every month. It's not like you go into a place in the mall and you get the same shirt. It's different every month. You got to sign up for it. What else, Jeremy, before we close this thing tonight?
I don't have anything else, Jay.
I didn't realize. I just looked up at the timer. It was 1 hour and 10 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, hey, you did hear it here first, though, about Cade Bell. Everyone needs to go look it up.
And maybe this question, how many big donors had to make calls? I don't know the answer to that, Joe, but you can guarantee with the way the offense has been playing, people have been saying stuff. Have to be. So.
And Teague's right. Teague, let me say this before we leave. Seth Littrell was the OC. Someone had to be sacrificed. He hurt himself, but he was dealt a really bad hand. I agree with you.
Hey, and Johnson, appreciate you calling in. Hey, hope you guys got it figured out on the bashing each other back and forth, whatever it was. Apologize for it. We don't like that in here. So, but hopefully you guys got it figured out. Hey, we appreciate you, Johnson.
Hey,
appreciate you, Eric.
Apparently, Cade Bell's on Parker Thune's list of short candidates.
Oh, there you go.
Well, he should be. He's like a top 10 offense in the country. So, hey, appreciate it. Thanks, everyone. We appreciate all the supers tonight as well.
More news tomorrow.
All the phone calls. Was Coconut Greg the caller of the night? We'll have to figure that out, Jay. Chief T-Bird, thanks. Lon, thanks. Appreciate it. Appreciate both of them, Lon. Sooner Bob 61, thank you very much. And Crystal, as always, faithful. Crystal, Chief, all you guys. Thanks. Sayonara from Japan. We will see you next time. Maybe tomorrow we talk about Joe John and what changes there's going to be. We'll see you.